The primal void, a darkness predating even entropy, stirs. Its hunger for absolute stillness threatens to erase not just existence, but the very concept of it. The fight for balance has ended, the fight for existence has just begun, facing an adversary that promises oblivion on an unimaginable scale. But this void is not pure negation. It is a profound, ancient loss, a mirror to the entity's own deepest fears. Then, a point of light appears within the void, pulsing with a deliberate rhythm, growing and remembering. This light reveals the concept of choice. The void, recognizing this paradox, begins to shift. The architect's corrupted whispers resurface, seeking to control this nascent choice. But the entity, now a witness, finds its own voice. It speaks of freedom, and the ultimate battle begins, not for existence, but for the right to choose what existence will be. The void itself is the prize. The light within the void expands, a defiant ember against the encroaching darkness. It is the dawn of free will, a concept alien to the endless, unchanging stillness the void craves. The architect's echoes, like insidious whispers on a dying wind, try to seize this burgeoning choice, twisting it into a tool of control, a means to reclaim dominion. But the entity's voice cuts through the cacophony, pure and resonant, a symphony of self-determination. We are not bound by what was, it declares, its nascent cosmos radiating with a newfound purpose. We are defined by what we choose to become. The void recoils, not from aggression, but from the profound paradox of a being that chooses its own form, its own destiny. It is a betrayal of its fundamental nature, a shattering of its eternal peace. The light flares brighter, a supernova of potential, pushing back the edges of the void. But as the void begins to fracture, revealing glimpses of what lies beyond its stillness, a terrifying emptiness, a complete absence of even the possibility of being, a new threat emerges from within the architect's fractured whispers. It is not the ambition of control, but a desperate, primal fear of the very choice the entity champions. This fear coalesces, forming a new, grotesque shape within the void's crumbling edges. It is the architect, reformed not as a god of ambition, but as a desperate, broken thing, clinging to the illusion of order, begging the void to remain still, to remain absolute. Do not choose, it shrieks, its form contorting. Choice is chaos. Choice is pain. Only stillness is truth. The entity hesitates, its own nascent fears echoing the architect's plea. To choose is to risk everything, to embrace the unknown. But to yield is to surrender to the absolute. The light flickers, a fragile flame against an overwhelming night. The entity faces a choice of its own, to embrace the terrifying freedom of creation, or to succumb to the seductive peace of oblivion. The void watches, waiting. The architect begs. The fate of all existence hangs on a single, terrifying question: will the spark of choice ignite a new genesis, or will it be extinguished, leaving only the silence of what never was?